song. These songs that I made in my bedroom and shit. Gonna finally get a nigga leg room and whip. Yeah, cold world, make way for the chosen one. Ain't nobody else, I'd rather be, not even Oprah's son. Mama youngest getting paper like the oldest one. We living better, guess God felt the oldest.
What's good, sports fan? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
So you throw my niggas in hoopies, bet we still bag hoes in them. These niggas get a heart and soul to them. I wonder if they know we dove in them. Ass fat, so I pinch her like a Doberman. Run up on a politicking like he Foberman. What's your name? Where you from? You got a dream? I sell you one. Come and kick it with a nigga on his way to the top.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Let me turn it down a little bit. What's good, by the way? What's good, by the way? We live. First day of the first stream of the week. You know what I'm saying? First stream of the week. We locked in with the Jalen Brunson breakdown from last week. You know what I'm saying? The Jalen Brunson 61 piece against, who the fuck they play? San Antonio against Wemby, cooking. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a cookout. I ain't gonna lie, it was a cookout. But this shit was crazy. I got a lot of things I need to say about that game. Finally here for the stream. What's good, Samuel? Samuel, if this is your first time pulling up, let me know where you from. Do you hoop? And if you hoop, what's your game like? So what's good, Rel? What's good, C? Just got home for practice. How practice go? Hopefully, by the way, anytime y'all practice, y'all should be making damn near as many mistakes as you do correct. Like, as many mistakes as you do good things, right? But all those mistakes should be followed with correction. And I know at times, though, it does get tough. It does get difficult in terms of making correction, meaning that to consistently do the same thing properly and defeat a habit, that's the part that gets tough. But you should always try to remember, okay, this is the one thing I want to improve on. Hyper focus on it. Make sure you get rid of it. I've been learning a lot about correction of habit and how to properly incorporate and build new habits with one of the books I've been reading. So it's something that's been reinforcing a lot of the theories, a lot of the concepts as to which I already know, but it's just been putting a lot of it into words. So as we go along, like, you're going to hear me say, be more clear and concise on certain concepts because they're just more so embedded in terms of my knowledge. So I'm going to be even better with that. I'm from California, I hoop, but I'm hella trash, not going to lie. Wait, how old are you? How old are y'all, if both of y'all? There's my say, but thank God they're in practice and not a game. Exactly. As long as you know what the fuck you did wrong, as long as you know what you was doing wrong, and then how to correct it, how to adjust to it, that's the key. That's the most important part of it all. So, as long as you're doing that, let me put this right here too. But let me see what else y'all saying. Let me make sure I got everything pulled up in the chat, by the way. All live chat. They be filtering some shit out. But, all right, for sure. He's from Nigeria, but in England right now. I think I got another person. There's a couple other people I've met who have been from Nigeria, or I think a few people were from Rwanda, actually. But I think I may have had somebody else from Nigeria. But you said you in England, though. Very fast, 6'15". By the way, I'm from Congo. I'm half Congolese, half Rwandese. Both my parents, my dad's from Rwanda, my mom's from Congo. So I'm 100% African as well. So I mostly use my pace in my game. Been trying to get good at three, though, because right now it's trash. I ain't gonna lie, that's how it be, though. That's how it be. If your three is sorry, you got to do this, right? Since you're already so fast, and if you already know how to use pace a little bit, like you said, with your speed, there's probably another level you could take to your pace, but the three is probably more important right now. Hyper focus all your workouts on threes, right? Every single time you get in the gym, threes. You got to work on that three-point game. And not talking about, work on your step backs, work on your pull-ups. I'm talking just working on your catch and shoot shot, right? So that as soon as you touch the ball with no dribble, right? I know you may be a point guard bringing the ball up, and now you're like, okay, I need to shoot a shot off the dribble. No, you got to take the threes that are going to be within the course of the offense. And not the threes as to which is, I'm coming on down the court, my defenders drop back, no pass, no nothing, no action, shot. That's not the type of threes you got to work on. You got to work on the ones where you throw the pass to initiate the offense, you go set a screen, then you got to go get out into space, and then you got to hold spacing, and then you get all these short closeouts, catch, shoot, shot, hit. You know what I'm saying? And now that's also when you could be able to utilize your speed to get downhill. Because if you get a hard closeout because they know you can shoot, rip through. You know what I'm saying? Jab, go the other way, trigger step, little things like that as to which you could allow yourself to layer your game in ways as to which it should be layered and not get mixed with the modern day norms or the modern day concepts of basketball, thinking it's all got to be me. I got to cook up the entire time. You know what I'm saying? So a few gems on that right there. I just make sure you be on the right track when it comes down to that. So work on the catch and shoot shit. Turn 15 in December. So you still got a cool like 2, maybe even 3 years ago. 13 and 14 in June. Bro, a lot of y'all youngins, if y'all really pick up some of the game I'm saying right now, y'all gonna be in so much better positioning by the end of like your high school tenured in comparison to I was. Because I don't like to play the if, ands, or buts game, but if there was, say, a resource that consistently, like a channel like mine that just put out information and knowledge and game every single time, when I was in high school, I'll be on that shit daily. But like I even posted on my story, I showed a little video of me hooping when I was a freshman. I was dumb sorry. Like you could just tell by the jumper alone, just dumb sorry, right? And so now it was just a constant grind of just learning and figuring shit out. So y'all really gotta like lock in when it comes down to certain things. And if there's something that extremely does resonate with you, either mark down the timestamp in the VOD or the video, or write it down in your notes so you don't forget it, right? So you could go and hoop and make sure that all that you learned will not be forgotten. You can make sure you apply it when you go hoop, because all the knowledge that you get that you do not apply is purposeless. It's meaningless. It means absolutely nothing if you don't apply it, right? Because if you just simply leave something as knowledge and don't bring it to action and don't change your habit, it means nothing. What's the point of it? You know, you will not get better because your actions are not changing from who you once were. So you got to make sure you take anything that's the most important parts, right? Not just everything, but the most important parts that resonate with you in your game. I said something in the film, but you don't have to look at it. It's nothing special. They're trying to dunks after practice. I'm going to peep the Discord today. I'm going to peep the Discord for a little bit. How do I watch film the right way? Break down what the player does. First things first. When you watch film, you have to have something as to which you're trying to get better at, right? Don't just watch film just to find anything. Watch film to improve something you're not good at. Because the purpose of you even consuming more information, the purpose of you watching that film, the purpose of you going to practice is for you to improve you. And not for you just to pick up a whole bunch of bullshit stuff that you don't need. And so you got to now self-reflect and say, what do I need to get better at? All right. This was literally my process when I was in high school, right? And it worked, right? And it's still to this day. It's like, what am I not good at? What do I need to get better at? Or if it's my strength, what could I layer onto my strength to make myself even more of a threat? Then I'll be like, okay, I could add this in, or I could add that in, or I need to improve this, I need to improve that. And I'll just think of players who are good at doing exactly that I'm bad at, or which I need to layer upon. And so now, say if it was shooting, you'll be like, okay, let me see what type of things Steph may do that I could add. I know I don't have the dribbling shit, but what does he do off the ball? Because I know I could do the off-ball movement shit, right? What type of stuff does he do? Or if it's something like, okay, this is a weakness, let me think all the players that are good at this weakness and then see how they're able to utilize that. And also players who are similar to me in my movement and my frame, right? And so if you try to mimic players that are not similar to how you move, similar to the type of frame you have, when you get in the game and you try to make that type of read to do that type of move, it's not going to work because it's a personalized thing, right? And so what may work for Luka in a certain situation, he's like 6'9", and he's going against dudes who's 6'4", 6'5". But if I don't have that height advantage and I try to use my body in that same exact manner he does to get to the same type of shot he does, it's not going to work for me, right? So it's about that personalization. So instead of saying, okay, let me go and watch Luka Doncic when he's in the pick and roll to see how he uses his body, and let me try to learn from a Chris Paul, right? And not just learn his movements, learn his IQ. What is he looking at? What caused him to make that move that he made? Kind of a long answer, but it's important that you just always reflect it back to you and say, what do I need to get better at? Rain doesn't help, but threes is mostly what I train on. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it sucks. It sucks when you trying to improve your shot and it just be raining for like a few days. Like I remember when I would work out outside all the time, and then like it would rain the night before, and I would always work out early in the morning the next day, like as soon as the sun is going up, and the court is wet, and I'm like, bro, fuck. But that's the time where I had to build that mental fortitude to where I had to really lock in the workout and say, all right, I have to. This is some different shit. I just really thought about this now. I'm like, yo, you thought on a different stratosphere when I was in high school. So when the court was wet, when I would go and hoop, right? A lot of people would be like, fuck it, I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna work out today. The fucking court's wet. The ball gonna get wet. I can't shoot, can't do none of that. But when I went to the court, whether I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, as long as the court is not just soaking wet with a whole bunch of water, right? What I would do, I would force myself I'll train myself how to play slower and how to use pace. Because if I go too fast, I'm going to slip and fall. I'm going to bust my ass. But if I slow down all my step-ins, slow down how fast I'm coming off of certain spots, so that once I get to where I need to shoot, I can stay balanced and not fucking fall and bust my ass, I could actually now get better. Now, on top of the fact the ball may be wet, got to make sure I focus and lock in and just same shit every time. Same shit every time. I kid you not. Whether sprinklers got on that shit, whether it was storming the night before, I would literally do everything slow. And now once I had to go and do it fast, that shit got easy. That shit just got easier. Now, it's not like it was raining every single day or some shit like that, right? But it was just every now and then. It's like, okay, today is going to be a slow workout. Meaning I just have to slow down my curls. I have to slow down my step-ins. I'm going to have to slow everything down so I don't fall, but I can still get my reps in. This is just a different type of thinking, bro. Just a different type of thinking. Y'all got to really understand, like, you got to get some sort of work in some way, somehow, every single day. And the days as to which I didn't get no work in, it boiled down back to how Kobe thought of the game. And because Kobe was my biggest influence in basketball and in life, right? And so he was just like, he said, you got to be able to go to sleep, look back on your day and say, I got better. If I didn't work out, I ain't get better. Right? I could go watch film, but I need to actually go get the reps up because I already know I'm so far behind my competition. I'm not naturally gifted in the game, right? Well, because I know that if I work out on this day when it may be raining outside while it's gloomy, the people who are gifted may take a day off. They may rest, but I can't take that day off. I can't rest. I can't operate the same way they operate because they're at a level as to which I'm trying to get to, and not just get to, but also surpass. So, yeah, though. Picked a new Converse blacktop shoes. They're amazing. I ain't gonna lie, Converse hooping shoes, I've never really heard about no reviews on the Converse hooping shoes. Let me know how it is though. How do you join the Discord? I'm gonna drop the link right now. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, but I'm also gonna drop the link to the Patreon in the chat because I'm about to start going dummy on the Patreon. I was just sitting back and really thinking like, all right, what type of shit should I really start posting? And I'm gonna post everything I said I'm gonna post, but the quantity of how much I'm going to post on there is about to be insane. About to be ridiculous. I may do 3 videos a week. I'm about to do 3 videos a week. I think Sarah, you joined, right? If I remember correctly, I don't know, but I know a few people joined this past weekend. I know what's his name, what a B. I forgot his name in the chat, but Discord link. Let me drop that right there, and also let me drop the Patreon right here in the chat as well. The Patreon is also linked in the description as well. It's also linked in the description. So if y'all want to go ahead and join up, because I'm about to be dropping workout drills, shooting drills, all that. Boom. Hold on. Join. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. Give me one sec. Boom. Pin that message right there. All right, let's lock in. Where was I at? J. Cole or Kendrick? Bro, you know the fact that I got a J. Cole poster right here in my background. I don't know if that should be a question. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole poster right there in the background. When it came to, like I told you, going back to 2017 when I really started locking and hooping, it was my biggest influences in terms of not even just basketball, but life as a whole, Kobe and J. Cole. 2 people. 2 different crafts, right? But 2 most influential. Just from the mindset and the perspective of things. Of just everything. You know what I'm saying? It's an entirety. Let me see where I was at. Got that. I'm shooting threes more comfortably now. Contested threes too, but I'm a long way to have an elite shot. But I'm working on it. Exactly. You just got to work on it. Most underrated skill in basketball. I might have to just go with pace. I might just have to say pace, especially after making that Jordan Poole video yesterday. Like, that shit just unlocks the entire game. Like, it's a skill that's readily available for you to adjust right now. All it just takes is some conscious thought. You telling yourself, let me slow down at this time. Let me slow down here. Let me slow down there. So I can actually see what's going on and not allow the speed of the game to speed me up. So that's something as to which y'all could get better at the game of basketball by doing right now. Like, I kid you not, the next time you go hoop. Like, for shooting, I got to get up thousands and thousands of reps. But when it comes down to pace, if I just tell myself, let me slow down when I come off the screen. Let me slow down when I'm about to run off this baseline for this floppy action. Let me slow down when I got the ball and I got to make a read for this coverage. Like, let me slow down before I make this catch and make some contact so I can have some space, right? It's going to make the entire game seem completely different than what you perceive it as now. Slippery hate plus that black hand. Oh, the black hands, the dirty hands, bro. I can't even tell you how many goddamn times I'll go back and be like, damn, I didn't know this shit fucking happens. That shit was ridiculous. Off topic, but the link in your bio for the Discord not working for you. I just dropped the link right here, but I'll go check that out. Appreciate you for letting me know. Appreciate you for letting me know. I may just go have to change out the link. Break down high school players. I talked about that a little bit last stream. Where when it comes down to high school players, there's the competition within it is not as great to watch, but in terms of a player in themselves, certain players are players I would not prefer to watch because everybody just be teaming up. I want to see the people you team up with go against each other. Like it's not helping your development if you want to play in this game for a long time to team up with a whole bunch of 5 stars, to team up with the best players that there are. You should put them all fucking separate teams, right? Be on different teams, go at each other, and learn how to be able to maximize your talent and go against the entire defense instead of having to have 4 other 5 stars and you play one-on-one the entire game. Because what it's going to be is you're at the next level, right? If you're even able to somewhat translate anything you have at the next level, you're going to be going against three defenders, not just the person in front of you, maybe 3, maybe 1 person you don't got to worry about because they staying attached, right? Maybe even 4, the entire defense, right? But there's going to be more than just that one thing you have to focus on. And so I probably will end up watching high school. Like, say AAU time comes around, certain players, I'm like, okay, Perry caught my eye, I may watch him. But it does get tough when players are just a whole bunch of players just teaming up. That shit low-key be boo-boo. And the skill level is just like, yo, you also playing against players who got algebra in the morning. Like, they more worried about their geometry or pre-calc test than it is about playing the actual game in itself. So, let me see. Can you do a Luka Doncic's footwork breakdown and shot selection breakdown or any unathletic player? I mean, to an extent, Jalen Brunson is he's relatively athletic. I have some shit about D'Lo and Austin Reeves in a couple videos I did back before, but I can keep that in mind once again. When I play pickup, should I just focus on pacing? If that's the one thing you need to improve, then literally be conscious about pace the entire time and then just go play. You got to hyper focus. Like, think of it as a spectrum like this, right? This is the middle. This is neutral, right? This is lacking focus, right? Where you're not really thinking much about shit. And then this is hyper focusing on this side, right? And so if you remain neutral, you're going to stay in the same spot. If you forget about it, you may even get worse, right? Or you're just going to continue to stay in the same spot. But if you hyper focus on it, right, on this one skill, it's going to boost this skill for the time as to which you need it right now. It's going to allow you to place a higher emphasis to change your habits in themselves entirely as you continue to go about doing it. And then once you bring it back to everything that you do before, because all the other stuff you're forgetting, right? Because you're hyper focused on this one skill. You just want to make sure you improve this one skill so much. Say for like a week, you go play pickup, you focus on pace. And then, okay, it's become natural to me now. Now, instead of hyper focused on what's one thing, I get back neutral. And now my habits have changed when I'm now neutral and playing in the flow. It's going to bring everything back together and allow it to be better because you've incorporated this one skill. Like, you extracted this one skill from this abundance, from this group of skills that you have, worked on it, then brought it back into the mix. So now the entire mix of skills that you have, it's only going to be even greater and even better. So hopefully that kind of made sense. I was reading something about that same concept, but I'm just trying to get better at putting that shit into words. So look at this cutie. I haven't been here in a minute. Yo, what's good, Fuller? What's good? It's buddy bugging. We have the muddiest courts next to my house. Wish I looked after more. I ain't gonna lie, that sucks. If that shit just don't get looked at all, and the overall environment of where the court is just bad, it's like, yo, fuck, it's tough. At that point, it's like, fuck it, I may just go dribble on the sidewalk on some shit. So I used to wash dirty hands using washing powder because it would come off. It wouldn't come off with regular soap. Yo, without regular soap, I don't know how the goddamn dirty your outdoor environment is for that shit not to come off with regular soap. I don't know what the fuck going on where you live. I thought we was gonna see a new look at DOR this week. What the fuck happened? What you mean? What you mean new looking? Wednesday. I'm about to get my hair redone and shit on Wednesday. I'm gonna look like a new person, bro. I'm gonna look like a new person. Like, you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's him? But I do got something new for y'all today. Hold on. Let me show y'all this right quick. I do got something new today. The people on the Patreon already peeped it. But you know what I'm saying? I had to get a new overlay. I made the screen a little bit bigger. Had to get the, you know what I'm saying, the discipline or regret at the top so y'all can see that shit every single time. Every single time we on the stream, y'all can see that right there at the top. So y'all can know exactly what that DOR stands for. And then boom, chat box right here, you know what I'm saying? Right above me. Right above there. So boom, yeah. Got a new overlay though. I made that shit from scratch, by the way. Ain't no editor, ain't no nothing, ain't no Google search. I made that shit from scratch. So where was that? Okay. I'm a 6'1" center. Boy, hold on, 6'1" center. Hopefully you're like 14. Hopefully you got some room to grow. Because playing 6'1" as a center, you know what I'm saying? Setting you up for a little failure right there. Because my team's small, who should I study? I mean, if you answer this question, are you just trying to play for the team you have now, or are you trying to be in the game for a long period of time? Like, you want to play beyond the level that you play at now? Answer that for me. Really good defender right now, but even though I got good playmaking, I'm well-rounded on offense, but I'm so well-rounded on offense, I don't really got something I'm elite at, and I struggle to find my play style. I'm not that elite, but I'm working on it. Okay, so you said you're not elite at anything. So what's one thing you think you could get elite in? Meaning the one skill on offense that kind of just, even though you are good at it, what's a little more natural, a little easier than the other skills, right? You don't have to try as hard to do good in it. Change the font at the top so it fits with the rest. I was going through a bunch of fonts, but they're the ones that were bubble text, I didn't really like how they looked in terms of just being on there. I just like this a little sleeker of a look, because I don't like how like the overlay joint look over here. Like, if I put that at the top, it looks a little too. If I put that same type of font at the top, it'll look a little too like childish. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to get at, but I don't like the whole bunch of bubble letters and the way certain things are fonted. Makes it look a little off. A little stretched. Yeah, I could adjust it going around. But I did want to throw it out here because the way as to which I would be able to edit my clips as well is gonna help. It's gonna help a little bit. It looks a little stretched. Yeah, it's just a little wider. But I could adjust it. I'm gonna adjust it. I'm gonna keep adjusting it. And because I think it's also because of the fact of this. Because the last overlay I had was more here. Like, it was just more vertical. You know what I'm saying? More of a rectangle. But now it kind of got a little wider out. So it may just be some getting used to as well. So I'm going to look at it, though. I'm going to continue to adjust it. It's not like I'm just going to leave it there as it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to adjust it. I want to play at the team I'm at because I don't see much of the future of basketball since I'm from the UK and I'm 14. Okay, so if you're talking overall, what it boils down to something as simple as this. What are you doing as a center on your team? And now what can you do when you get in the gym to work on those exact things? Like, you literally just have to take that and work on exactly that when you go and work out. It'd be that simple. I kid you not, it'd be that simple. So You just literally need to transfer that shit over, right? Whatever skill that you need, whatever opportunity you may have, go and transfer that shit over. It's literally be that simple. I kid you not. Let me see. You said ball handling and finishing around the rim. Ball handling and finishing around the rim and passing. So essentially you could mix ball handling in with finishing. And so what layer can you now add to your finishing, right? So say if I got a solid touch at the rim, my handle's good because now my handle's going to lead me to the rim. What's different things I can add in to improve my finishing? Can I add in more pickups, right? Could I improve my speed and my pace going downhill so now I could incorporate that passing aspect when I'm in certain actions? Can you add in a floater if you don't have a floater? How much better can you get your touch around the rim? Can I improve my body? Can I improve my core, my leg, my overall stability so I can finish through contact, add that layer to my game, right? There's always another level to a skill, which is why people like Steph and KD to this day are still trying to improve upon their craft, despite the fact we see them as, they're so tough. They're like, I still got more shit I can add. I know I can get better at this. I can get better at that. I can add this part in, maybe add this part in, and it's just going to ultimately help me be better. And so there's always another level. Y'all got to understand. So it's just about figuring out what that level is and what you don't have in that skill. So now you could add the proper level and work on the proper things. If I design an overlay for you, you got 1 month Patreon free. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, see. I tried the workout you posted this weekend. I got rid of the pain I've been having so long, honestly. Hey, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all. The shit I'm about to be posting on the Patreon, that was just the part 1. I got a part 2 I'm about to post tomorrow. Or I'm probably going to post it. Actually, I don't know if I post it tomorrow because I do got to get a bunch of shit done. But I'll at least record the next half of it tomorrow and then get it posted again this week. So that was the first part. And then once I post the second part to that workout, that shit, you're going to be like, oh, shit, my leg, that shit is just feeling smooth, fluid, my bounce, my movement. And then you continue just to stack those days. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give y'all the game. All you got to do is get that PG-13 tier. You know what I'm saying? That's all it take. Do you think finishing with 2 feet is better than 1? Depends on the situation. I think just in basketball as a whole, everything depends upon the situation. So depending how help steps over, how I'm timing my feet, how I'm gathering my feet. So ultimately, you need both. So let me leave it. I'll leave it at that. Do you think? Okay, boom. Do you look at the defender feet to determine the move you'll use? I look at help. That's why something I learned by watching just the film breakdowns of themselves. Because I tried to find a pattern within it all, but that's the only pattern. That's the only thing. It's almost like a science experiment, right? Where you're trying to find the constant variable within all these scenarios. And the constant variable I found for players who are in isolation is the help, right? The help is always going to tell them how they must attack and what they have that's available. And that's one thing all great scorers are going to look at every single time. I guarantee you every single time. And I even posted the clips on Kyrie, right? I posted a few clips on Kyrie talking about how he was looking at that weak side and people are just like, nah, he just did a step back. Little do you fucking know. Little do y'all know. Y'all gonna be the same ones who think it's just gonna be a one-on-one game all day and I'm gonna do a step back. It's not that. It's not that, bro. The game goes way beyond the person who's playing in front of me. Because the person in front of me, especially being at that NBA level, barbecue chicken all day. Right? If we're playing ones, that person's gonna get cooked and scored on every single time. But when you begin to understand what the player is looking at, and then you see that is why they did a certain move, and it all is the exact same thing every single time, it's like, I got to do the same shit. Why would I not? And that's how you begin to shift your lens from the basketball being a solo game, a one-on-one game, to basketball being a team game. Because that help defense could also tell you, should I score for myself or should I make a play for my teammate? Right? It'll tell you shit like that. But a lot of people just think, oh, nah, he just seen this person, him right here in front of him, and he had a little space, step back. It's not that simple, bro. Especially when you're playing 5-on-5. No, it's not. Free Patreon sub at 20K on the G. You see, that could be a giveaway, but the giveaway is for the people on the Patreon, right? I told y'all, I got these basketball, I got these rocks in the back. You know what I'm saying? I got the balls. I got the, you know what I'm saying? The Wilson Evolution. I got 2 of them give away. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be looking like these. gonna be looking like these. So I think I'm gonna do the giveaway at the end of this week. I'm giving away 2 of these, by the way. Hold on. I'm giving away 2. I'm giving away 2 of these. So at the end of this week, whoever's on the Patreon, whoever's on the Patreon is automatically gonna get entered into the giveaway, and I'm gonna do some sort of raffle style of thing of whoever's gonna win one of those 2 balls. And so if y'all in it, y'all gonna automatically get thrown in them every single month. So this month I'm giving away 2 Wilson Evolution Next basketballs with the DOR logo on it. I don't even know if y'all peep, but they all got the DOR, the discipline or regret on them, right? They all got the discipline or regret on them, all of them. So give away 2 of those this month. Next month is gonna be a different giveaway. The month after that, a different giveaway. The month after that, a different giveaway. So you damn near really might make your money back if you just sub to the Patreon. So you really might. Like next month, I may give away a pair of shoes, 2 pairs of shoes. I'm gonna definitely do a Kobe giveaway. I don't know what month, right? Because Kobe's is expensive, but I don't know what month. But I'm gonna definitely do a Kobe giveaway one of these times. So make sure y'all stay tuned and locked in for that. Even on 6 runs, starting to bully some bigs when I get in the paint and I don't absorb the contact well while staying balanced. Really good, and by my pickups are good. Wait, so what exactly you trying to get at right there? Overall finesse around the rim has a ton of. So your finesse and touch around the rim. Hyper focus on that. Like I'm about to post finishing workouts. I'm gonna post shooting workouts. I'm gonna post all that shit in the Patreon. But it's hard for me to explain the way I hyper focus on some skills when it comes down to the things as to which we're talking about right now. Unless I literally have to show y'all and record it. And so like at times I'll go in the gym, give myself 30 minutes to make 90 layups, right? And I'm not just sitting here making just layup. I'm flowing and just getting into different style of touches around the rim, right hand and left hand, right? So if it's 90 total, I'm 45, right? Whether it's floaters, whether it's actual lays, spins off the glass, and be like, okay, I'm getting here. This may be a spot I get into a game, get off this point off the glass. Like it's a creative, it's a structured chaos in those workouts, meaning that nothing is the same, but since everything is different in itself, and that's intentional because how chaotic basketball does get, because all that does happen, it's structured. And so that's an aspect of training as to which a lot of people don't even understand. How when you want to work on something, when you want to get better at something, in terms of translating it to a game, you have to get chaotic with it. You have to get crazy with it. Show yourself a bunch of different looks in different manners, and now be able to make sure you can maintain focus and not just do the same look over and over and over again. So, how should athletic players do this athleticism to take advantage? Well, you probably quite said it right there, but depends on how you could use your athleticism. Can you use it with the ball in your hand, right? Are you quick with the ball? Or are you quick off the ball? So if you're off the ball, become a cutter, become a slasher, become a screener, right? Because if you set good screens, you can slip out to the rim and utilize athleticism, right? And utilize that touch to be able to finish around the rim. If you don't have a good touch, add the touch. Or if you're a good ball handler, learn how to use pace, and then you can be able to get by and get into paint, get into lane. Like little things like that. Mindset on scoring 25 points per game. I haven't scored 25 points a game myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. But in terms of if I really had to put myself in the shoes of someone who did, because the last time I played organized was high school, and I was not like that in high school. Maybe my AAU seasons, I probably averaged like 16, 17, and I was off of like 5 threes a game. So depends on your skill set, but overall you have to have a system as to which it's either built around you or you know all the in and outs of that system. And so it gets to a point where you understand where your looks are, right? Where you can get to your spots. If we're talking about you learning this entire system in itself, understanding where your spots are, what exactly were reads to make every single play, every single time down, understanding how defenses guard you. So, because every single way as to which a defense guards you, they take away one thing but always leave another one open. That's a gem. Y'all got to take that with you today. If you want to take something, take that, right? Understand, every single time a defender guards you, every single time a team guards you, they're going to take away one thing, but something else is going to be open. It's a law in basketball, right? It's a law of coverage, right? It's a law of coverage. You take one thing away, you're leaving something else. So what is that something else? That's why it's so important, so you can know by knowing all the coverages that's in the game. And so you just got to figure out what that is and then take advantage of exactly that. So now you can be able to play the game of layers. So, you see your question? Oh, I didn't peep it. Would you regard the hand placement on the ball important for your shot? Yeah, it is important, but it's all dependent upon you because all our anatomies are different. So we can't be putting our hands in the same exact spots, right? I can't do the same shit Curry does or Kyrie does. I just have to figure out how it works for me, you know? And maybe there's a part of it that does work for me, but then I may have to now go back and take something away that may cause it to go wrong. So that's the important part of it all. Of y'all like to try to shoot like a lot of people shoot, but y'all decide not to adjust the little intricacies within the shot so then it works for you, right? All you need to do in those scenarios is take what works and then abandon what doesn't and add in what's correct and what does work. So that's extremely important. That's vital. All right, Noah, you said can you do a how to dominate as a non-dominant player? Oh wait, hold on. Let me see. I just messed up my non-dominant player because most are. Okay, yeah. Most definitely. I'm overdue for an off-ball player breakdown. Right, I'm overdue for one of those type of breakdowns. So I'll most definitely do that. Like whether it's a staff or one of those type of players, being a spot-up player, learning how to play within an offense to be able to get buckets. I'm long overdue for one of those. So most definitely you're gonna see that very soon. You're gonna see one of those very soon. How do you work on finishing through contact alone? Well, I think one aspect boils down to you getting yourself stronger, and you don't need anybody in the weight room for you to get yourself stronger. All you need in the weight room is like to get stronger. Like I said, you could be by yourself. All you need is the Patreon, where I'm posting the workouts. And by the way, I'm gonna post upper body workouts in there as well, because I told some of y'all that I don't lift upper body, or I stopped lifting upper body because I had excess strength. I had excess mass, which held me down and made jumping more difficult. But I'm gonna start adding shit in that's functional, and that could allow y'all to build enough functional strength. Because me cutting what I had got me to a level of functional upper body strength. And so I'm gonna be posting shit in there as well. So all you'll literally need is the PG-13 tier, your phone, beforehand, and then get into the weight room. Everything I do, by the way, is gonna be with dumbbells, right? Some things that are very accessible and very easy to be able to get to. So it's going to be dumbbell stuff. I'm not going to be in there using trap bars and all these high-tech machines and equipment and shit like that. It's going to be simple things as to which all y'all could be able to do, as long as you may just have some dumbbells or some weight clips or weight plates or a barbell. That's simple. So where was I at? Where was that? Okay. Yeah, Rel, it does. $13 does. It does. It enters you for all the giveaways. Denny, you talking about Avdia? Addy, you talking about Denny Avdia? I haven't really peeped like that. I watched the Wizards game a little bit ago. It's just hard to be able to judge certain players when you're in an environment that's losing. And so that whole energy, being in that environment, is just like, yo, they suck. You know what I'm saying? So like as a player, it's tough to see how good they could be. Nor do I really be checking in on them like that. So who's the MVP? Hey, Emilio, I got Shea. But I don't know if they gonna give it to Shea because the media be they love that nigga Jokic, bro. They love Jokic, bro. They love him. Can you make a video for decision making? Most definitely. That's also another thing that's overdue. I have some already. Like if you go back, some of my things aren't directly titled, but if you look for certain players I broke down, like Chris Paul, Tyrese Halliburton, those players, like I'll talk about decision making strictly with them because that's their game. So probably I'm a little overdue for that, but not as much as a non-ball dominant player, like Noah has said up there in the chat before. March Merchant, hey Bungus, it's not done. It's not over yet. All right, it's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? That was March 31st. We'll need to see how he plays April 1st, April 2nd. You know what I'm saying? April 3rd, whatever their first game of the month is. We gotta wait. You gotta wait. I'm 7'2" and can't make a layup in my cook. You're trolling. You're literally trolling. So as rotation of the ball in my hand when I catch it, irrelevant. That's making me able to shoot. You talking about when you catch and the ball is just rotating, like and it moves in your hand? I think a lot of people think too much about that, and they try to shoot too perfect and auto adjust their hands. But if you need adjustment, like if your hands need adjustment, I kid you not, I never think about adjusting my hands when I catch the ball. Like, it's just an automatic. I don't care if the seams are lined up or not. You just got to get used to just shooting it as soon as you get it, right? Just making sure your hands are in the right spot. And if the seams are aligned, boom, you got it. But if they're not, it's got to still work with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to shoot all those shots. So I don't know if that's exactly what you mean. I think it should be irrelevant. You should be able to learn how to shoot with that. When you try to finish all the way at the rim and get to your spots in mid-range, help. I told you, help. It's every single time, help. I'm gonna talk about it a lot with Jalen Brunson because y'all gotta understand. The first time I just literally backtracked. I made a whole backtrack in the like 2 seconds. I thought about exactly what you're gonna say, and I thought way back in terms of how you should be able to perceive the game, right? And so y'all gotta. You don't have to always try some shit to know if it's gonna work. When you get into the game, you gotta say, all right, who am I going against? Because high school and shit, we don't know who you're going against. You scan the entire team, right? You know who their 5 is, their point guard, wings, all this shit, right? And then like you begin to get in the first few possessions, you see how they play defense. And if they got a big down there and there's no defensive 3 seconds, by the way, should I take everything to the rim? Because most likely, if we got a 5 that's on the dunker, right? If we got somebody who's on the dunker and he's guarding that person, they're playing the zone, he's down there. I probably won't be able to get to the rim. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have a really good touch or finesse or something like that, so float or mid-range. You know what I'm saying? Set yourself up for the mid-range. And so also it's important that when you do use the mid-range to have the proper angles. But I'm going to talk about that when it comes down to Jalen Brunson in a second. But yeah. You skipping my every single comment. Come on, hold on. I ain't see it. Shit, get out of here. Where was you at? Was on the court for like 3.5 hours, which was way too long. I can't do that anymore. Shouldn't be like shouldn't be more than 2. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. 3. I ain't gonna lie. You do get exhausted after 3 hours. It does get tough after. If it's like 3, it does get tough, especially in terms of how hard and how intense are you going, and like say that first 90 minutes, because it's gonna make that next 90 minutes even tougher. And so you gotta just kind of just trim that shit back. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Just being efficient. So now, instead of doing y'all gotta understand this. If you actually want to get better with your workouts, instead of having a 1 3-hour workout, right? Because probably after that first 75 to 90, where it's high intensity and you're really focused, and you try to do another one that's 90, 75 right after that, that second half is gonna be bullshit, right? You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be fatigued. Whether you are physically, you're gonna at least be mentally fatigued, meaning your ability to comprehend information and allow it to be able to stick, right? And so what you literally just got to do instead is work out for 75 to 90, rest, work out for another 75 to 90 later. So you get 2 maximal sessions in a day. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. How old are you, and like, what are your credentials on why you should trust you to break down film for us? What are my credentials? Just look at what I'm saying and tell me if I'm wrong. That's all I got to say. Try what I say and say it does not work. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? All the people who done applied the things as to which I've said, it has worked. Me going out and applying it myself, it has worked. Me coming from a level where I had no talent, getting to where I am now, where if I did play organized, right? Hey, appreciate that sub, David. But if I did play organized, I would definitely be at least D1 right now. If I could walk on, most definitely D1 right now. So like little things, it's like just apply what I say and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's all I like to say. Everyone always likes to say some shit where it's like, you have never been in the NBA, you ain't do this, you ain't do that. I'm like, tell me I'm wrong. Listen to what I said in that clip and tell me I'm wrong. People can't do that. That's the one thing people can't do. That's all I got to say. And if you don't trust what I say, I would also say this, right? If you don't trust what I say, look who follows me on Instagram, and those are the words of people who you trust. I would also say that as well. Do you think lockdown players are valuable? If they're able to play both ways. You got to be able to play both ways nowadays. And look, we need to get to this breakdown. Nigga, I know he ain't 7'2". Quality over quantity, indeed. people actually work out for that long? Exactly, which is why they don't. That's working hard but not working smart. That's exactly what that means. That's working hard but not working smart. How can I get more aggressive attacking my defender? That's a very, very, very broad question. It's a very broad question. Essentially, I would say in terms of attacking your defender, know what your advantages are, what your disadvantages are, know what they're taking away, know what they're giving up. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, so you could be able to keep it on go. I wasn't. Yeah, I know. I was just. It just be funny sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It'd be funny to me, bro. Or if people be like, "Yo, you never been in the NBA. You never been this. You never been that." I'm like, tell me I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy a good back and forth of, okay, what if someone had a different take on a certain situation, a certain stance, and I'm like, okay, let's actually talk about this and get somewhere with it. You know, but a lot of people just take it to the, oh, you never do this. I'm like, all right, just wait until I hoop against your favorite hoopers. And we could be able to uncover exactly why I know what I know. What is the apparent difference between European hoopers and U.S. hoopers? Athleticism. Motherfuckers be slow. What's your Instagram? Pat DOR, 2T, same as YouTube. Did you see my message? What do you think is the best outdoor ball? I buy a Wilson ball off of Amazon. That's like $30. I forgot the actual link to it, but it's like a Wilson ball for $30. That's the one I'd be using when I was hooping outside. So, attack the front foot on big dudes. It's personalized though. You got to be careful. It's personalized. I was popping up, but I did have a fresh face, so I guess it didn't count. For to get a Patreon soon. Hold on, let me soon my car come in. Bet that revert. Let me try to get through this Discord before you even get started with the breakdown. Let me try to get started with this. Check some shit in the Discord. Let me just peep what Buddy got going on. You see, that's where a lot of people fuck up. Look. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You're working on all the wrong shit. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I gotta keep it a stack, right? And so, if you want to be able to play in basketball for a long period of time and actually be able to have impact, this is not what you should be trying to do, right? Because you're doing moves as to what you've seen Paul George do when he's playing in isolation. But if you're gonna keep it a bean, keep it a stack, do you look just like how he does it? Like when you watch yourself do this, do you look like how he does it, right? And from my perspective, it does not. The coordination isn't there. The movement isn't there. The smoothness, the fluidity is not there. You got to stack your game and play in layers instead of always trying to go and work on the bag shit, right? You got to learn how to simply shoot a shot without doing 5, 7, 8 dribble moves beforehand. And then even doing moves as to which when a defender is there is just not going to work because you're not leading anywhere because your movement is off. Your coordination is off. Your strength is off. Right? You're playing extremely high, vertical base. Like there's so many things and fundamentals you got to build before you even try to get to this level right here. Right? And so, like you said, you asked a question about your shot. There is a hitch in the shot. And even the form in itself, I don't know if there's a form in itself. And so now you got to just work on the shot alone instead of working on 5 dribble moves before the shot and then doing the shot as to which isn't really even a shot. You know? So, drink water. I do need to drink water. I was really just thinking about that. I'm low-key started to get a little thirsty right before you said that. Appreciate you for that. But let me finish with this right quick. I just want to get through this vid. So yeah, like I was saying before though, it's like the same thing as to which even Braun was talking about, where it's like everybody worried about a bag, and so everything you do in the gym is oriented towards getting a bag, but bags is a concept as to which people talk about in terms of highlights. Like that's a highlight term, right? Having a bag is a highlight term, meaning it's something as to which you're able to see in only the highlights, right? People see how many moves he could add in on top of one move that he did, and all these different counters they have. That's highlights, but it's not the regular actual film of the game, right? It's a highlight term. It's bullshit. So you got to literally just work on your shot, and then once you actually get your shot good to where you have a real follow through and all that, okay, boom, you can keep it going. So let me see what else is on there. God told me you've been slacking on water. Remember on Patreon, be in the chat. No, you don't. You don't have to be a member of the Patreon. You just for the Patreon, it's one-on-one coaching specific stuff. I got workouts in there. I'm gonna have exclusive breakdowns on there. Like I don't know if I said I have one-on-one coaching options on there, exclusive breakdowns, vertical jump workouts, functional strength workouts. I'm gonna have nutrition stuff on there. Let me stack this stuff up, right? I'm talking about it now. You may go there and be like, oh, you only got 2 posts. Let me stack this shit up over the next few weeks, and then y'all gonna see like, oh shit, like oh he really locked in. He really locked in for real. So that's when it's like, okay, you could actually trust exactly what I'm saying. So, let me get to this other stuff. I seen someone just send something in there, but I know there've been people who've been sending stuff throughout this week. So, I have problems consistent game. Hold on, I have a problem being consistent. Like one game I hit 9 threes, the other game I can't hit anything. Do you have any solutions? Honestly, that's the game. That's how basketball works. You know what I'm saying? If you're just simply looking at it for the result, you're gonna have games where you hit 9 threes, and you're gonna have games where you hit 0 threes, right? So you gotta understand that, right? And so if it's a case of I'm shooting like 30%, but then I had a game where I hit 9 threes, that's probably just a crazy outlier. But if you're, say, on average, really shooting about 40%, going like 2 for 5, right, on average, it's a part of the game, right? You got to understand it's a part of the game. Now, how do you minimize that? You continue to get reps up and learn the mental aspects of the game, right? You learn the mental aspects of the game of, all right, how do I get myself out this slump? How do I make sure I get myself back to the mind space, right? The mind state of me making shots. How do I get my mind back there? So that once my mind is there, now I can be able to produce the action, and now you're also able to make the best out of a low quantity of shots, right? Make sure they're all high quality. So it's a mental thing. It's a mental thing as well. Should I be taking fucking? I don't even take creatine. I don't even take creatine. You know what I'm saying? I don't even take creatine. So hold on, let me boom. Let me get back here. Boom, there ain't nothing over here. All right, so boom, let me get to this. Buddy named Chillin' with the Ladies. I need some advice. I'm 14, really started basketball 13 months ago. Don't have a hoop. Don't usually go to the gym, but I practice every day in the garage on my handles, trying to try perfecting my shooting form and try. What the fuck is this shit over here? I don't even want to see that shit, but fuck it. Perfecting my shooting and trying to work on my layup package. I hope he goes to the course on the weekend, but still don't know what I can do to get from my beginner stage to intermediate and later pro. Please help. So I would say the first step, most importantly, would be you going to, when you work out, not trying to work on everything, but trying to work on one thing. So you're able to like I've been saying this all stream, hyper focus on the skill. So you get extremely good at that one thing, and that's your gravity as a player, right? And that thing that you work on should be something as to which you feel you're naturally better in, right? It kind of comes a little easier to you, right? It just makes more sense, right? Because finishing, say someone's a finisher, they're used to finishing. That sense of finishing is completely different than the sense of shooting, right? And so it may be easier for one to understand what they need to do to finish around the rim, whereas for somebody else, it's easier for them to understand what they need to do as a shooter. Meaning like how they got to space the floor out, how they got to move according to get space and get open shots. Like you got to understand that as well. So you got to build yourself a skill, build yourself a foundation of a skill as to which is kind of your talent and what you're good at. So I'll say that. Upper body, yeah, but yeah, asked a question about upper body. He said, "Do you train upper body?" Like I said before, I stopped training upper body because I had excess upper body mass. But I know y'all don't have any excess, and y'all might have an insufficient amount. So I'm gonna show y'all more workouts on upper body in the Patreon. I'm gonna have a whole upper body routine, shoulders, back mainly, maybe light chest, but not really anything crazy. But that's something I may need to get into myself. Just the shoulder stability aspect of it is way more important than a lot of people even realize. So I got to lock in on that. Yeah, you just said this question now. I do not take creatine, gang. Do not take creatine, dog. Let me see what y'all saying. Magnesium before sleep. I mean, I don't take any supplements. I just eat clean and get everything I need in the foods I eat. I ain't gonna lie. Magnesium relaxes your mind and muscles. Probably does. I haven't done too much research on magnesium, but I probably does. It's something that's which always comes up in terms of research when I'm doing something. Did you see my message? How do you improve said coordination? Because whenever I film myself, I always look kind of goofy. I would say one thing is getting stronger, but according to your body weight. So like, don't try to think I got to get stronger like a bodybuilder, right? Think I just got to add a little bit of muscle, have a good base, a good little foundation of muscle. So like, you don't got to be using crazy weights. Like, you just got to get your muscles stimulated and going, because your muscles are what controls your body and your movements. If you don't have that good foundation, got good layering of muscle to build upon, it's going to be hard to move because you can't control how you move, right? You need some muscle. So the muscle could be one thing. And then if you're talking coordination entirely, just getting yourself exposed to a bunch of different movements. But I think for a lot of people, it's probably going to be the fact they don't have a lot of muscle and they're extremely thin. So now the movement aspect and being able to change directions and go from A to B, and you know what I'm saying, is going to be a little tougher. So McDonald's All-American game, did they even play serious is the real question. Yeah, I know what the McDonald's All-American game is. The question is, do they actually play for real? That's the real question. You should give us a day in your life. I could literally tell you exactly what I did from start to finish, but it's y'all would think my days are boring, but that shit is exciting to me. Y'all think my days are boring, but that should be exciting to me. Do you think calisthenics could be as good as lifting weights for basketball? Yeah, especially if you're younger, because with not trying to put excess strain on your system and on your body, being a teenager, say 14, 15, you allow yourself to build that muscle, build good form, technique, and good movement without stunning your growth by stressing your system too much with a bunch of resistance. So it can help, most definitely. And you can still do the same workouts other people do with resistance training. Just drop the weight and go for technique and form over the weight and the 1 rep max type mentality. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts on OTE? We talked about this a little bit, but they low key be bullshitting with like the bunch of like, they don't really be doing shit for real. Like, it be bullshitting like they have weird ass rules in terms of like they just making that shit for entertainment and shit. But we talked about that a little bit ago. They play normally. Let me know if they actually play for real. The scrimmage already happened, but the actual game is going to be tomorrow, April 2nd. You see, the thing is, it's tomorrow. But today, we got Iowa versus LSU women's basketball. We got Juju versus Paige women's basketball. And so I ain't going to lie. Iowa versus LSU is probably going to be the stream for Wednesday. So if you don't want to watch, you cannot. If you don't want to watch, don't pull up. But I'm going to tell y'all this. Y'all want to see my insight on someone on a game like Caitlin Clark's? We locked in. You know what I'm saying? I'm really locked in for that breakdown. So we got that. The Juju versus Paige game is like, shit, I really low-key want to watch that shit too. But it's like, damn, I can't watch 2 games to do a breakdown because that's so much shit I got to remember before I start the stream. And I got class that day. It's like, it's making it tough, but that's probably going to be the stream. But that's going to be tough for me to watch that McDonald's All-American game though. I ordered bands for pull-ups. I don't really bands for pull-ups. You talking about what you mean by pull-up bands? In the podcast, that dribbling with a tennis ball helps to get a better handle. Is that true? It would improve hand-eye coordination, but I don't think it would help your ball control. It would help your hand-eye coordination, like I said, but not your actual ball control. Give you a better sense of placing something down and where to find it without even looking at it at times as well, which you need for ball handling. But a tennis ball is something that's just way smaller than a basketball. So if we're talking control, nah. But if we're talking coordination, yes. Assistant bands, okay. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We low-key need to get started with this breakdown because I low-key got a slide. But let me repeat this right quick. Let me try to get to as many of y'all as I can. I'm gonna try to at least get to Discord once or twice a week. Start close. I'll tell y'all this all the time. Especially if y'all young. Y'all got so much time to be able to work on your game and get better. And just literally stack days of building fundamentals. But y'all think I got to be the best possible player I need to be right now. And try to skip a bunch of steps and do the things as to which the people who are really pushing their ceiling and pushing their peak are doing right now. Like in terms of like NBA players like PG, KD, Steph. You don't got to do the shit they do. You got to do what they did when they was young. And if you look at Steph when he was young, he was form shooting like a motherfucker. form shooting like a motherfucker. And so I would say just to get yourself around the rim and teach yourself how to swish shots, right? How to swish shots like pure net. You know what I'm saying? Teach yourself how to do that. Once you do that, begin to take steps back, then begin to add in a little bit of a jump. And same concept when it even comes down to adding in that jump. Work on the game of layers. So, what's the Discord? I'll drop the link again right quick. Hopefully it's still copy and pasted. Right, you said your film. Hold on, I low-key gotta get tired of the breakdown. I gotta slide today. But let me drop the Discord link right quick. But let me boom. Get that right there. Discord link right there. Patreon pinned at the top of the chat. And now we about to get started with this Jalen Brunson 61 piece.
Folly.
Jalen Brunson 61 piece. We locked in. And by the way, also I got something else I need to throw on the screen right quick. Hold on. I got something else. Being Lucy is a cheat code to having a what you mean? Let me get this posted on Instagram right quick. Let me get this posted right quick. Hold on, give me one second. Let me find a clip right quick. Jalen Brunson, boom. All right, boom, hold on. Let me get this right here. Boom. Let me get the link right quick. Got that. Got that. Add that in. And there we go. All right, how many hours of sleep do you recommend for teenagers? Probably get yourself at least 7. I go 6 right now, but I know myself. I know how much sleep I need. I know I eat right as well. So, but I would say at least 7, maybe 8. Listen to your body is the most important part. Listening to your body is probably the most important part. Let me turn this up a little bit. Let me get that there. And now, boom. And by the way, I told you I got something else. It's going to make things a little easier to see. I threw in a little on-screen marker. Right, right. So I'm gonna be able to circle certain things as to which, I want y'all to be able to focus on and really peep. Or I got an arrow, boom, I could point to right there and then, right. So, say it's just a random play, I gotta switch back between these two, and if I want y'all to see something I'm talking about, make it super specific. Say I want to talk about this angle, boom. You know what I'm saying? Make things a little easier to see. So. Hopefully this could help because I know for some people it is tough to follow along. So let me just get this closed right quick. Get this restarted right quick. Let me get some water most importantly. make sure I got the volume off. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, 61 piece. 61 piece. And I also want to talk about the fact of this, because how many players have scored 60 plus this season? Probably, I think like 3. Is that 3 this year? We got the 270 pieces, and now this 60 piece, which makes 3 players getting on whatchamacallit, 60 plus this season. So I want y'all to even understand this, right? Jalen Brunson at 6'1", 6'2", scored 61, right? And so throughout this season, we've seen dummy players score over 60. We've seen 3 players go over 60. And so a lot of people think it's a huge scoring surge that's going on throughout the league. But there's certain things that lie within all those games that allow players to be able to score 60. Play style is tough, most definitely. It's certain things, it's the small things within this game that really allow him to maximize it. Footwork elite, this body control is even better. But I want y'all to even understand this. We got 3 players who scored 60 plus, and Jalen Brunson, who's 6'2", did just that, right? And so there's so many little skills, but there's also components of the game that are extremely vital for him to score over 60 and for them to all do so. And so when it comes down to this game, you got to understand that Jalen Brunson's 6'2". He scored 61, right? But understand what he's doing on defense, because this is what's going to allow him to score 61. He's guarding Trey Jones. And just notice the type of defense he's playing. Drop back. He's going under all the screens. He's not worried about him as an offensive threat. And so ultimately what this is going to do for him is allow him to conserve energy. So now he could just go on offense and go crazy. And so understand that concept in itself, because that's what's going to allow him to have enough energy to produce at that level of volume. He's strong though. I don't even think he is strong, but he's not strong in the ways people think. Like, you got to be strong, right? He's not strong in that same way. He's not strong in that way. Now, I'm gonna specify more on that because I got some clips that are specifically for that concept. So I'm gonna talk about this play as well, right? And so plays like this are extremely overlooked, because this is what's going to set the table for the rest of the game going forward, right? Cool minute 20 into the game, right? Brunson ends up getting into this handoff right here, which is what they love to do. And now he gets to read what Wemby is going to do in this action. And now he's dropped. And that tells him, oh, now I must continue to go in this game and use my drop coverage bag because that's how they're guarding me. Now he knows exactly what to read and what bag to tap into so he could be able to make the right plays. Yo, what's good, Leo? What's good, Leo? Also, let me drop this in the Discord. Let me let people know the breakdown starting in the Discord. Breakdown starting now. Let me drop that in Discord. I had to drop that in Discord right quick. Let me get some more water right quick as well, while we already at it. And so now let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. Let's keep cooking. So peep this next play, right? And so from knowing that from that last play, I got a drop coverage. What does he now read when he gets into this screen with Hartenstein? He reads Wemby. Now, is he going to commit? Is he going to step all the way over? Is he going to try to play both? Or is he just not going to commit entirely and worry about the roll? He gets here, sees a lane, attacks. Wemby, not worried about it. Watch Jalen Brunson's footwork though, right? Those drives are extremely vital because he's able to get into his floaters with the same rhythm as if he's really going to drive to the rack, right? He does it all in stride, all fluid. So it's hard for you to be able to see when he's actually going to go up and hard for you to time. In a few days when I get my allowance, bet that, Leo. I'm probably about to post at least 2 videos this week. And I'm probably gonna do a basketball workout, an on court workout, and then I may also do a weight room workout. Or I'm gonna do at least those 2. I may even do 3. I may say fucking do 3 if I get time to do a breakdown too. So understand the defensive side. Remember, Trey Jones, he may shoot 35% from 3, but they just gonna live with that. Jalen Brunson's gonna be out here roaming, conserving energy, blowing up actions, right? Not even respecting. It's a 3-on-2 on this weak side, but they don't got shooters like that. And that's why it's getting tough for Wemby, right? And so now, ultimately, you just swing it to the other side. They taking the shot that they want them to shoot. Is a split for the gym out. That literally take a second. I could post that this week as well. I was just talking about full length videos though. But I could definitely post a split as well, like what to do each day and whatnot, and how to kind of balance all that out. But yeah, I could definitely post that as well. You can workout by workout. I'll give y'all a split. Like what days to work out, what not to, and like how to pattern that in, rest days, little things like that. So I'll tell y'all that. But peep this as well, right? So Wemby is on this other side of the floor, right? And he is an interior force, an interior dominance. People scared to shoot around him. And so to start this game, Jalen Brunson had a few looks that were quite easy, right? That float right there, out the rim. You also thinking about Wemby and his ability to play defense and the fucking length that you see right there on that play, right? Which is ridiculous, right? And so now even not just that, which was an easy look, easy float. Another three right here. Brunson couldn't get his rhythm. Boom. He started this game out 1 for 5. But this is really where the 61 piece starts. This is where it really starts. Because understand who is out the game. Wemby. And now who's in the game? Zach Collins, who you see right here, number 23. And so now it's cookout time because you're also playing this drop coverage. And I don't got to worry about you as a shot blocker. And I'm going to do this one thing that's going to allow me to be able to get to exactly where I want. Let's slow this down, right? When Brunson gets off these screens, what he's now going to do, put Sohan in jail. Most importantly, so he could allow Mitchell Robinson to do this right here. Roll, so now he takes the attention of Zach Collins, and now it's just a matter of me getting my flow over somebody that's behind me. Now, I'm getting that flow over the top of you every single day of the week. Give me that first one, right? And now, once again, the biggest key when it comes down to this is being patient enough and being smart enough to use your angles, right? Works his way down, forces him lower into that screen. So now he has to step up, go over, worse positioning. Brunson, once again, gets in a position where Robinson can now roll, use that gravity, and Brunson, all he needs to do, float game, I get that over the top of you. I'm building my rhythm as soon as your rim protector get out the game. And that's how he's going to really begin to cook. Hold on. I've been seeing your videos like that. I feel like I'm getting better. Just understanding the game. Thank you so much. No problem, Jacob. By the way, if you got any questions, let me know. And if you want access to one-on-one coaching, if you need vert workouts, if you need on-court skill workouts that are just as in-depth as these breakdowns in themselves, Patreon link right there at the top of the chat. He don't get phased even though he started cold. Exactly. But even then, like, he may have started cold, but it's like, oh, I know I really shouldn't be cold. I know I shouldn't be cold. You know what I'm saying? Wemby's in there, throw off my rhythm a little bit, but now let me get my rhythm. So now, even when he gets in the game, I'm just ready to knock down shots. And that's the most important part. Where do you study from? What you mean study from? Like, where do I get like my film and shit from? But peep this as well. This play is also a gem, right? This is playing the game in layers, right? And so understand, he now had those last 2 possessions where he got 2 floats. Let me now play the game in layers, right? And notice what he's going to do. Boom, Wesley gets hit off the screen. Now it's a matter of Zach Collins playing this drop. And watch what Brunson does right here, right? Fakes the way going middle. And watch Zach Collins while he did that move, right? Really watch Zach Collins' movement on that move. Because when Brunson faked middle, Collins went from just dropping back to now flipping and stepping towards the middle, thinking he's going to go there or a pass is going to go there. So now Brunson's able to get out to that left side, and he disguises the float into a pass. So now Zach Collins doesn't even know what to go and guard. Manipulative. And let me get to this right quick. I'm gonna get right back to y'all in the chat right quick. Understand this. Let me talk about this from the start. Let me get to y'all in a second. But peep this, right? So look at Jalen Brunson. What is he doing? Points to that right side. Who did he send through? He sent Achua to that left side. And this is going to set up his driving angle. because once he ends up getting here, coming off this screen that he wants to go left, he understands that Achua is there, and if the set is going to continue, Achua is going to cut. And so the angle that he takes now, it can't be wide. I got to get sharp, and so sharp that I get Wesley once again behind my back. And what does Robinson do once again? Right? I utilize his gravity from his roll, so now I have nobody in front of me, just somebody behind me who is now reaching over me. So now I just get into that float and one, give me the bucket, go to the free throw line. Building my rhythm by utilizing the gravity of other teammates. You don't have to do it by yourself all the time. You don't just have to score an ISO all the time. Take advantage of the pick and rolls, take advantage of the handoffs, take advantage of the spot up game, take advantage of the gravity of your other teammates, and I guarantee you, it will make the game easier for you. Now, once again, Jalen Brunson still cooking. All right, I said I'll get back to y'all. When you just watch a game, you don't really realize how smart these players actually are. But when you analyze, you do. Exactly. A lot of people think the game is just a game, you just go out and play. But all these players have a level of intelligence, which is why, like, the average media members who just talk about basketball, it's almost disrespectful, right? Because they don't appreciate the level of intelligence it takes to be able to play this game and do so at a high level. Like, all the things as to which you must understand in terms of terminology, in terms of habits. Like, it's a whole science in the game in itself. All sports have a science within it. Football gets its respect in that aspect, but basketball doesn't. People think, oh, we could, since we all could like pick up a basketball and dribble, we could do it. But like, football's the thing where you gotta actually hit people and do all this other stuff, coverages, both sides, like more players and all this other stuff. They already get their respect, and they should get that. But basketball needs to get that too. People be disrespecting that shit way too much. People disrespect that shit way too much. The dumb ones don't make it. Exactly. They get filtered out, which is why I always try to tell y'all, don't worry about ranking so much, because all the people who are your favorite players who are ranked, how far did they really go in like basketball career and longevity? They ain't get that far, right? They do not get that far. You see the top 100, whatever it is, or 4 stars, 5 stars. People really get that and use it just for clout, and they already think they already won, but you did not, because you're only 16. Like physiologically, right? Physiologically, you haven't even peaked, right? You haven't even peaked. Psychologically, you haven't even peaked. Like, all these aspects, you haven't even peaked. But yet, in terms of status, this is where you think you've peaked. This shit is goofy. That shit be goofy, bro. It's so funny to me. It's like, bro, you gotta play the game and think bigger picture. Where am I building myself to, and not where I am right now? This is goofy. What should I do? I'm always injured, either the knees or the back. So knee injuries, back injuries, I can't really tell you much about. I ain't gonna lie. Back injuries, I can't tell you much about. Knees, I know a good bit about. Like, I even posted, like I told you, I put 2 knee workouts about to be posted in the Discord, or not in the Discord, but in the Patreon. Got 2 workouts that are gonna be in there. I also got more stuff I'm gonna put in, like, going forward, and so I got a lot of shit that's gonna be going on in there. So I'm trying to get my dreads like you. Yo, I just be chilling, bro. I don't really be doing much crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie. The old overlay, not the stadium one. You talking about just the plain square? That should be it'd be, what you call it? Just the square in the corner. It'd be overlapping some of the plays, which is why I stopped using it. A wave tutorial. I've never had waves in my life. Bro. Hey, Bunkus, by the way, you thought that workout was good? Watch the next workout that I post. That shit gonna help you even more. Bro, that shit gonna help you even more, I guarantee you. It's the best one. It'd be overlapping, dog. It'd be overlapping. I can't be doing that all the time, bro. It'd be overlapping. Would you say Lonzo Ball is a student of the game? I don't know Lonzo Ball enough to say if he's a student of the game or not. And he hasn't played enough for me to be able to see if he is a student of the game. So he's been missing stupid time. So I barely even remember how he did play, like, for real. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, I be trying to tell y'all. Hey, Bungus, you could tell them how the workout went. The first video I posted, the first one. Now just wait till all this shit I stack up. How to show y'all how to strengthen your groin, how to move on defense. I got a defensive movement workout that I got planned. I'm gonna show y'all I got in store. So I got a whole bunch of shit. Just wait. Bro's a paid actor. He ain't no paid actor, bro. I can guarantee you that ain't no paid actor. I just posted my video and went about my day. But even understand this. Continuously playing the game in layers, right? Jalen Brunson, once again, coverage was at Collins. And now he's going to continuously manipulate this play and this action. Because right here at that hezzy, got himself out into space. And now Collins, with him having all that space, thinks, oh, damn, I got to go cover that up. I got to make sure he doesn't get this float. But what does Brunson do? Right? Do exactly what he would do for a float, just to throw a lob, just to Mitchell Robinson. Easy twos. He's cooking in this action, bro. Extremely tough to guard. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And now here as well. You trying to finesse us? Nah, I ain't trying to finesse nobody. I ain't finessing nobody, dog. I done showed y'all my improvements, my growth. So, if y'all want the same level of growth, I'm just giving y'all everything I already know about it. What about Dame? Dame has a mental blockade. He has a mental blockage in his game. He has a mental block, and it's tough for him to play with Giannis. I could elaborate that further on later on, but I watch Bucks games, and it's like it all boils down to Dame, right? His mentally, Dame is tough for him. Is the Melo 7 fine? I mean, if you want, like I said, if you want what the tier has right there, it has the exclusive breakdowns. I'm probably gonna try to get a breakdown done this week, an exclusive breakdown on there, one that's hyper focused, right? And it's not just a bunch of concepts. It's gonna be honed in, but and then a couple basketball on court workouts. But the PG-13 one is just more bang for y'all buck. You get workouts every week. You get all the breakdowns. You're in for the monthly giveaways. The Melo one is really for the people who just want to see the breakdowns. They're not worried about the workouts. They're not worried about like the nutrition shit and all that other stuff. Like, it's just for the breakdowns. So depends on what y'all want. What are your thoughts about the Money Game podcast? Of course I watched it. Gems on gems. He clueless. Dame, he's not comfortable taking, like I think he's thinking too much. You just need a hoop. And we need to get through this breakdown. Let's lock in, right? Let's lock in. So understand now, right? Brunson, he's still cooking, but guess who's back in the game? Wembanyama. And so now what happens is that Cedi Osman leaves to get Sohan on Brunson, but Brunson ends up taking this pull-up three from the top. But that's really the best shot he's gonna get, because in that pick and roll of that drop, anything he's gonna get is not gonna be better than this shot. So I'm gonna take that one early in the clock. And even though it ain't knocked down, it's the best one we got. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that, it's like, okay, weighing my options according to who's there. Because if Zach Collins was on the floor, I don't know if he's taking that shot, because he knows I could get to that float all day, or I could get that lob all day. Wemby's there, let me pull up. Hold on, watch these. 50-29. Hold on. Yeah, 50-29 though. 50-29 is crazy, but this game went into overtime. It went into overtime. And so I even want y'all to peek this, right? This is one of Jalen Brunson's favorite moves, right? He's got Wemby on him. And so what he does every single time he thinks about bringing the ball out, relaxes himself. He gets tall. He gets vertical. And then he'll even keep the ball in that outside hand, in and out, a fake pull out, right? Fake pull the ball out, drop it down to the Chua, gets that float. And so it's so tough, because even watch what Wemby does, right? Watch what Wemby does. Like, really watch Wemby's movement on this play. It is so tough. Watch Wemby's movement according to how Jalen Brunson is moving. Let me slow this down even more, right? Because he throws it over to that left. Wemby now gets vertical. He gets tall. Let's go from the start. I want y'all to really see how he gets out of his base, right? So once Wemby picks up Brunson, he's in his base. But now once Jalen Brunson turns, look what Wemby's base does. He gets vertical. But now keeping that ball in the outside hand, in and out, shit, I got to drop, and now I already got to break my stance. I need help defense. Boom, drop off to Achua. Achua now right there, he gets that float. That's some shit y'all can add into y'all bag. It's just important that you utilize that pace, and you also sell with your body and look. EuroLeague is something that's on my to-watch list. It's on my definitely on my to watch list. So I want to talk about this with Brunson though, right? I want to talk about this with Brunson. So when it comes down to Jalen Brunson, he'll hit players with bumps like this and get them this far out the frame, right? And you're all like, yo, he's strong. He's crazy strong. But there's a hidden skill into all that in itself. Because don't get it twisted. Brunson is strong. But what allows him to be able to hit somebody and not be some sort of Olympic lifter style of strong that y'all think is his ability just to have coordination and know how to throw his weight while he does have the basketball in his hands, right? That's what it really boils down to. If you decide to not only just get functionally strong, but learn how to actually throw your weight while having a basketball, which is another variable that makes it difficult to do certain movements, it's going to allow you to be even better as a player. Steph Curry breakdown. I was thinking about doing a Steph breakdown, a Steph footwork breakdown for the Patreon. I ain't gonna lie. Milos, I heard of him. I heard of him before. Peep this. This is something that was a little funny. So, you know how the NBA took away if someone jumps and you jump forward into their frame is no longer a foul? Jalen Brunson found a loophole, right? Because he pump fakes, and if he just jumps regularly, he's not going to get that foul. But what he does is step through and then jump into that shot. So now he could get the foul in the shooting motion instead of having to be in one spot and jump forward into a player. Just a loophole around it. And now peep this once again, right? Jalen Brunson, one of his favorite moves right here. One of his favorite moves right here. Boom, fake pull out. Now he had that inside hand push cross to that baseline. And now he ends up getting here. And I want you to really watch that footwork because it's underrated. The timing of it is underrated, right? And so notice, once he hits this push cross right here, right? He don't worry about this player. I already got you beat. Eyes is up, right? And so with the eyes up, who's stepping over? Sohan. He now sees Sohan stepping over. As soon as he does with that, he immediately gets into his flow. And so now he goes left, right, so I don't have to cover so much different distance trying to go right, left, float over the top. So now I can't even get blocked. That's a bucket. You got to add that float game in if you're a point guard. And just start by getting your dominant hand really good before you even think about your offhand. Because you've seen Brunson do all these floats, and he hasn't even used his right hand. He hasn't even used his right hand. So understand that. Now here too with Wemby. Here too with Wemby. So now with Wemby in the game, he's got a different feel with that drop coverage. It's gonna be tough for me to get to around the paint and get into my float because he just covers up so much distance. And so now what Jalen Brunson's gonna do is utilize the mid-range, play further out. And notice the hang that he puts onto the ball, right? That hang that he puts on right there is the key to everything. Because when you get yourself in a situation where you hang the basketball in your hand for an extended period of time, it allows you to make your decision on what you read as soon as you want. So you get straight up into a shot or you get straight into a pass. And so for Brunson, going back one last time, he was able to see as soon as he hung the ball, Wemby's trying to play here, play cat and mouse, not really committed to me. So now I shoot, get that over the top quick. Now I get my bucket in the mid-range instead of trying to get inside the paint and get into a float with somebody who got a fucking 8-foot wingspan. Now peep this. Brunson's dribble pull-ups is nasty. All right, Brunson's dribble pull-ups are nasty. So you even got to understand this when it comes down to Brunson's pull-ups, right? So anytime Jalen Brunson gets into his dribble pull-ups, he gets a clean look oftentimes. It's because it's angles. I'm going to talk about this more, but here with Sohan, Hezi got him to flip that base. And so now the defender is now in recovery mode. They're trying to sprint, trying to get back in front. And so Jalen Brunson keeps all his angles going to the rim, even at this point, just so he could get into a pull-up. Even though the fact Brunson's not going to go and finish at the rim, right? He's not going to go and get a lay. He's going to usually stop short and get into something else. But he's got you beat anyways. And so now he has the ability to get into that pull-up because that person has now taken extra steps to try and go and contest because they broke their base. Here. You're sleeping. You're sleeping. What is that tape on Brunson right hand? Is he hurt? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't watch that much New York Knicks basketball. I have no clue. But he doing just fine. He don't use it that much. He just uses it to dribble. He just uses it to dribble, bro. I don't think y'all realize that, bro. He can have that shit taped behind his back. He'll damn near do just as good, bro. Damn near do just as good. But peep this as well. This just shows me that as San Antonio, you're sleeping. You're not even doing your homework, right? Because you know Brunson, when he go left, anytime, not even just going left, he faking handoffs all the damn time. And so now y'all just let him get an easy layup. Like, come on, man. You can't fall asleep. That's got to be the top thing on the scouting report. And they just sleep. Peep that pocket. No, you're probably even seen that pocket. What should I write down when watching film? Write down what you need that's going to help you get better. Something I say, when I say a concept about something and explain something, write that down and be like, okay, this is the time you talked about this, or I know I'm not good at doing this, or I usually see myself in this spot. What can I learn from this play? Things like that. Things that connect back to you. Things that connect back to you. And so understand this as well, right? I ain't gonna lie. This might be the only time all game Jalen Brunson uses right hand for something really productive, right? He ends up getting left right here off this screen. Tween. That's the only pocket he got. Only time, bro. You won't see him use the right hand for a float, even for a lay. He got 61 with one hand. Crazy, dog. Crazy. But now peep this as well. Peep this as well. Look. You know how I was talking about how defensively he's just conserving energy? He's guarding Trey Jones on this right corner, right? He helps in. And this is the one of two times he got burnt by guarding Trey Jones and playing help and roaming and conserving energy. Meanwhile, Trey Jones had 9. Jalen Brunson had 61. That shit fake hezzy. When I try, nobody jumps and thinks I'm a respectable shooter. Do you know what you could do to be the problem? If you're not a respectable shooter, then it's going to be tough for it to even work. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to shoot. If you can't shoot, it's damn near going to be pointless. So peep this as well. Offensive liability type shit. But understand this as well. Understand this like I was saying before, right? So you got Wemby in the game at this point. And so remember what I said. The ways he's going to get to his spots is going to change. He's not going to try to get into the paint and finish over and around Wemby. He's just too motherfucking tall, right? Too motherfucking tall, too lengthy. So when he gets off the screen, he's looking for the mid-range. Gets out wide instead of getting down into the paint because he's just going to get stuck down there. And the Chu is not going to score on him either, right? So I get off wide, and that's the type of impact Wemby has as a defender. So now we got to get into secondary action, right? Got to get into something else. And so now, all right, I don't have to score everything. Y'all going to play help like that? I just got to kick out to my shooters. And even though they did knock this one down, how this transpired later on in the game, it's going to be a little tough. It's going to hurt them a little bit. Just stay tuned, though. Peep this. That's tough. I don't think y'all understand this concept. This is a gem right here, right? I got to go 0.5 with this. Actually, nah, I'm going to go regular speed. I'm going to go regular speed, right? Sometimes when you're in the game, you don't have to try some shit to know it's not going to work. So when Jalen Brunson gets off this drag screen, right? I'm not going to try to go and eat up this gap and finish at the rim with Wemby. What I'm going to do instead, right, is slow myself dodown like I'm going to do right here so that I can maintain contact with my defender. And now once I'm at a point where I like where I'm at, I now snatch back, get into my space, and get into my midi. I don't make the game harder than it has to be, right? And even understand this, right? Understand how we even created that separation, because this is where a lot of y'all mess up, right? Look at this off arm. Look at this off arm. Chicken wing that. Don't extend that. Don't do that shit right there. Y'all be doing that shit way too much, right? Y'all really got to understand. When y'all get in situations like this with that off arm, y'all want to drop somebody, so y'all go like this. But you just simply have to go like this if you just want to get a bucket. Chicken wing that. That's all you need, because their momentum is already carrying them downhill. So you just got to lead them a little bit. And now you can be able to get your separation for your shot. and not get called for all those offensive fouls. Defense or offense? In today's game, offense, but if you want to be like next level, then it's still defense. Because I know how it feels to be on both sides where you're insecure and then you get the offense and still you lack in defense. And it's like, both are important, but offense evolves more than defense, and it's a game of scoring nowadays. So I'll say that. But look, once again, defensively, I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. He's not really playing no defense, bro. He ain't playing no defense. He even jumps this play right here with Wemby, throws it to Trey Jones in the corner. We living. We chilling, brick. We chilling, dog. We chilling. And now Pete this right here with Osman, right? Pete this right here with Osman. This is an aspect of Brunson's game that's really underrated, right? Is that even when he does have nothing and he gives the ball up, he's not done. He remains active and continuously moves and seeks new ways to score. And so here, backdoor remains casual. Get that layup, get right there, get that two. Little plays like that, you got to keep your mind active and continuously find new gaps. And here as well, right? And this is something that's funny. You got to break down 2017 Westbrook or 2009 LeBron. Westbrook would be a good breakdown. That OG Westbrook, MVP Westbrook, triple-double Westbrook, OKC Westbrook. It'd be tough, I ain't gonna lie. But Pete this, right? Once again, playing off the ball, right? Creating that space right here after he sets this screen, no communication, right? They try to jump it, he flares out. Now, watch Wemby. This shit's funny. That shit's funny, bro. Hey, bro, just watch Wemby, right? I'm watching right quick. I got. If you look at that shit was that fucking. The only other person be doing that shit is Luke Cornett, right? So look, understand this, right? Look, Brunson's wide open. Watch Wemby, right? Y'all know those air balloons that be in the front of automotive dealerships and shit, the ones that be waving in the air and everything. Watch Wemby. All that for you to get a bucket scored on, bro. Hey, real shooters uninfluenced, dog. Real shooters uninfluenced by that bullshit, bro. If you don't get reps up, then that shit's gonna mess you up. I'll tell you that. You're gonna get messed up by that. High level play right here by Jalen Brunson. High level play right here by Jalen Brunson. Peep this. He fooled him. I ain't gonna lie, he fooled Wemby. Hey, now Jalen Brunson might be undersized on defense, but he plays smart, right? And so he's going to manipulate movement as a defender right here because he's dropped back, realizing they just did an inverted pick and roll. So now he has to jump out, right? But when he jumps out and stops instead of jumping out and continuously moving lateral, right? Because now Wemby thinks with him jumping out, I could split. But in reality, he stopped. You can't split. So now it's like, oh shit, I ain't got nothing, right? But guess what we about to do on the other side? I stopped you right then and there. I got something for you right here. And so watch this, right? You got Jalen Brunson with Wemby on him. That's a 14-inch mismatch, right? That's a 14-inch height advantage for Wemby, along with the movement and his agility that he has. So now you're thinking, how can I score on him if I'm Jalen Brunson? Watch this, right? He's sizing them up, right? Tween, boom, hezzy, drive. Watch all the steps that he's about to take on this drive. Right step, boom, pointed to the rim. Left step, boom, pointed to the rim. So now what is this going to now do to Wemby, right, when he's trying to recover, right? He thinks he's going to go to the rim, but Brunson goes into a pull-up. And now Wemby's hand is late because he's off balance trying to guard the drive. And what does Brunson get? Bucket. Tough play. It's them angles. It's them angles that be tough. It's some angles that sell all pull-ups, and it works for damn near all defenders. You just got to make sure you keep your angle sharp. But watch this. Even though Brunson is on a skillet, he's cooking. He don't mind getting his hands dirty a little bit, diving on the floor. He low-key did put Wemby at risk. I know a lot of people started to hold their breath for a second, see Wemby fall to the ground. But regardless, though, I got another stop, right? I'm going to continue to cook. This is right after that as well. Back-to-back plays, right? So now, a lot of times, y'all don't even realize that ball screens, whether they're actually set or they're slipped, will do a lot of the work for you to be able to score. But a lot of y'all just want to play one-on-one, right? So watch this right here. Because with this, Champagne now has to break his base. And that's the one thing you always want to do as a player who's attacking the person in front of you or just trying to make a play overall. And so what this is going to allow you to do is that for Brunson's case, I don't want to even get to the rim. I broke your base. You need to find your way to get recalibrated and get back in front. So I'm just going to once again lead you so I can create space and get into a step back instead of getting to the rim where Wemby's at. So now I get to my shot. You can't even get that block because you're now Wemby, and now I'm trying to get 50 and on my way to really getting 60. Let's speed this up right quick. Hold on. Oh, I thought it was at 0.5. Thought it was at 0.5. These are some smart attacks. Do you think ankle braces actually make a difference? I think they do for some people, most definitely. But I think a lot of the work could be done to not need them by actually working and strengthening your ankles, because without the braces bring a level of stiffness, and if you have a natural level of stiffness and have that strength, it could allow you to tap into different speeds and different angles and different things like that. So I think a lot of people may just jump to them too early instead of actually strengthening their ankles. But peep this though, peep these. So this is a smart attack. There's a smart attack right here by Brunson. So Brunson is not a player who's just going to read the player in front, like what a lot of hoopers do. He's reading the floor. And after coming off the screen here with Hartenstein, right, he's now going to work his way to this right side. And in doing so, you expand the gap to your left and also gave Hartenstein time to make that post up, which is going to help him when he gets to the rim. Because now once he gets left, that gap is bigger. He attacks that top foot. And also here with Keldon Johnson, I don't know why you're not fully plugging that, because Josh Hart, I'll let him shoot before I let Brunson get to the rim. And now with Hartenstein on this clear out down here, that post up, Collins is late, left, boom, right there, lay off the glass. Let me actually start using this marker low-key. Let me really start using this marker. Low-key, this on-screen marker. I low-key forgot about it, but I'm going to low-key start using this shit for a second. But plays like this is what I do not get. You got someone who's at this point got like 40. And you let this shit happen, bro? I know Pop be pissed. I know Pop be talking. Oh my gosh, in the film sessions, he be going in on the motherfuckers, bro. Oh my gosh. I know he do. I know for a fact he do. But peep this as well. This is the gem right here. This is where I can really use this on-screen marker, right? So notice. Now Jalen Brunson is getting denied, right? And so the automatic counter to a denial is going back door. But this is the one key when you are denied, right? Watch these. Hold on. Let me show y'all this. This is the one key. That arm right there, right? That bottom arm is the most important thing, because you could use that arm to then lead the defender's momentum the opposite direction, so you could get downhill and their momentum goes uphill, right? And so now watch what Jalen Brunson does, right? Watch what he does. Let me go back right there. Let me go back right there. Hold on. Right there. You use that arm, right? Hopefully y'all can see it again. I know it'll go that fast, but peep it. Peep it, right? Look. Grabs that arm, leads him that way so he could get that way, and now he's able to get to the rim, get a lay. Wemby not on the floor, no rim protector. Don't got to worry about that. Hold on. Why aren't you reading chat and chilling for a bit and always yapping? Hey, bro, I'm locked in right now. I'm locked in. Hold on. Your camera looks stretched, although it's barely noticeable. I know. It does look a little. It looks wider. I don't know if it's the actual camera in itself, or it's just because or it's actually stretched, or it's because I've always had it way more narrow. But I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it though. All right, let me see what you're saying. Let me see. What do you say? Why don't you read the chat? Okay, yeah. I was talking earlier. I look, you got a slide somewhere later too. So I need to get this breakdown done as well. But make sure I keep the gems. Make sure I keep the gems going though. But understand this as well. Those last few possessions, they had a couple of rough, terrible, ugly possessions, bad possessions. But I can't say anything about this one right here, because this is good defense, right? This is just because you allowed him to get so many easy looks before. He gonna hit these, right? That's the best you could really do. He gonna hit these though. And so ultimately, boom, knocks that down. And so it's like, shit, he's just racking them up because we let him get that rhythm. Right there. Them plays right there too. Hey, understand this as well. right? This is another loophole Jalen Brunson has found within the rule changes of the NBA. Because we know Trae Young was notorious from getting here and then jumping back and getting these fouls. What Jalen Brunson just does when he gets here, he just stops quicker than the person who's trying to recover. And so now he just goes up. And you may get hit in your head, but you're moving into my body and I just stopped faster than you did. Another loophole. I need an inspirational quote. I'm about to fall asleep. Discipline or regret. You choose. And discipline might just be you may have to go to sleep and get some sleep for tonight because your body may need to recover. Or it means that there's actually some gems in here that you actually that you need, and you know that if you do go to sleep, you may not come back and get them. So know yourself. Know yourself. I want y'all to even peep these layers here. Peep these layers. Right? So Brunson comes off another handoff. And so now, it's not more so about what's going on here at Wemby. Brunson's about to get this pull-up. And I don't know why Wemby doesn't just play up. I really don't understand. Let me talk about this. I just really thought about this as well. Right? I really just thought about this as well. It doesn't make sense to me, Wemby being at his height and this mobile, that he doesn't get here and play too. And take away Brunson and then just leave Hartenstein because he's not good at rolling to the rim. Right? And so now, you just let Brunson walk in and take a three. And not just walk in and take that 1-3 because he's not going to play the game of layers when Wemby's off the floor. And so now you got Zach Collins right here, right? And he's got another handoff where he gets it going to his left. We flip it going back to his right. And so what does he do to play in layers? Zach Collins is now stepped up for the first time. And guess what? You just set yourself up. Boom. Hezzy. Gotcha. Now you're out the play. And now you're trying to beat me. But guess what? You can't. Hands too active. High float. Buckets. You have not seen him use his right hand to score buckets. He is a one-hand bandit. One-hand bandit and he cooking, bro. That's tough. Tough. Peep this attack right here. Sleep for the week. I'm charged up now. Bet that we got a couple minutes left with these clips. So notice this. Peep this as well. Peep this here. So Jalen Brunson, once again, he's playing smart. He's reading this weak side because that's going to determine the time he attacks. And so right now, right, look at Wemby. He's on that right side. Now it goes to that left side. And now Brunson decides to enter his attack, right? And despite the fact he scored 61, everything doesn't drop when you're hot, right? We all got to smoke some. And that's, for Jalen Brunson, is one of those ones. So understand that comes with the game. All the hot makes and then the easy misses. The 10 makes in a row for the 10 misses in a row. That shit happens. You got to get used to it. But let me add this as well. Don't be a victim to it. Mentally, you got to continuously try to work yourself out of that while you may be going through it. Let me put it like that as well. So notice this here too with Brunson. Brunson gets into the post, right? And now when defenders decide to use this arm and put it onto your frame, you got to understand how much you could really manipulate this. Because when Brunson decides to now spin off that arm, it gives him momentum. It leads the player forward, and now they have to open up in this situation, and Jones has to switch contest hands. And now at this point, Brunson don't even see a hand because that's not no real hand. He gets his bucket, right? I just see the reaction in the crowd. Hold on. Hey, look at this dude. Look at this dude and this lady. Look. Pop, send a double team, Pop. You making these people mad, man. They went home, they was stressing, boy. Even though they won this game, bro, they was stressing. That's just funny, bro. People crowd reactions be hilarious. That should be funny. I just be noticing that literally as I'm doing the breakdown. Once it gets slowed down, that should be funny. But Pete, this here too. I'm trying to tell y'all, one of Jalen Brunson's favorite moves, he's gonna spam it, but defenders just always get manipulated by it. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's the same fake pullout, right? Throws it over to his right side, gets to that three-point line. Watch Trae Jones. He steps up to close up that gap. Fake, eye attack. And now with Hartenstein now being active on that roll and not being behind the line, Wemby now has to really choose between two. He should take away Brunson, but decides to cat and mouse, and Brunson just gets another bucket. I don't know what Wemby is doing. Take that shit away. But just let him go off at 61. Notice this too. I don't know what was going on with Pop. Let me say this about Pop as well. 102, 104. It might have been 114. Not 102, 114. Not 102, 114. They made a comeback a little earlier than that. But notice this, right? I ain't gonna lie. I think Popovich is setting up his team to get cooked. Like, give them that experience to say, all right, let this play bust y'all ass, let this play bust y'all ass, and we're just gonna go about it, and this is gonna be y'all lesson. Because there's no way you let a motherfucker with 55, 57 or some shit right now play ISO on this left side. There's just no way, right? No double team, snatch team out of socks, despite the miss, right? Notice what gonna happen again, bro. Notice what gonna happen again. Left side, by himself, Brunson on the side that he wants, and they're not even taking away his dominant side. He's not even leading him to where his help is. This shit really may be a lesson, because Pop is just trying to teach them fools what to do properly. And now you just let them get to that left and get to that float. That's atrocious defense. Atrocious. Whether you're talking on the ball, you're talking team, if Pop is just letting them do it, goofy. Atrocious. Terrible. And now let's see. Hold on. I want y'all to peep this. You should do some Luka Doncic his toying with defenses. I'll peep it. When the coach clears a whole other team for you at ISO, exactly. Peep that, but peep this too, right? Look, hey, they're not gonna let it happen again because this is really game time, right? And so watch Pop. Look at Pop. Pop bad as shit. These young bulls do not listen, bro. You about to make him pop a blood vessel, bro. He getting a little too old to be screaming like this, right? And so look at Wemby. How long is it gonna take you? Now he go to double. You know what I'm saying? It's solid timing, but Popovich was yelling. At least he got the ball out his hands. McBride with the shot. Brunson pushing 60. Somebody got to do something else. Tough. And this is where it does hurt. Because now Brunson, he's cooking. He's hot. And so it's not like they're just going to let him do anything he wants at this point, right? He's going to start seeing bodies. And this is where your teammates now must come into play. Play at that next layer and make the defense pay for double teaming all the time. And so now, boom, Brunson gets to the spot where he can't score, kisses to Josh Hart. Josh Hart misses that, right? If they had Randall and Anunoby, low-key would have been a different story. But you got to work with what you got. And so now, once again, you got Brunson here in the mid-range, reading this weak side, Josh Hart in this cut-through. Keldon Johnson goes to double team. Now what happens? Hart flashes, got Wemby in the middle, though, so even if he catches there, he may have to fucking shoot a midi, despite the fact that's a midi. So now he gets here. You just got to swing the ball around. Boom. Ends up getting to McBride wing. Top DiVincenzo. Chenzo with the tough closeout right there. Strong break. Somebody's got to do something except for Brunson, bro. It's tough to be able to win the game like that. Hey, Paul. Appreciate that sub. But Pete, this as well. Hold on. That was a tough hezzy. Don't get it twisted. Right? So now Brunson's seeing bodies. And Wemby's now stepping up. And he's going to utilize this hezzy once again. Get out into space. Wemby steps up. So now he could get down and beat him to the rim. And so he's also worried about the block once he does get to the rim. So what does he do? Seek the contact. But being so focused on the contact, it does make these angles around the rim tougher to finish because you're just worried about the shot blocker. And he does end up missing that. So he going to miss some. And now defensively, remember with Trey Jones, he don't got to play defense. He not exerting much energy. This is the only second time. This is the second time he got scored on by Trey Jones with him just roaming on defense. So the amount of energy he just had in store to go crazy on offense had a lot. It's not like he was playing against Luka and Kyrie or some shit, or like he was playing against a good backcourt team or something. Like he didn't have to do much. Offensive liability right there. Now Pete is once again. Hold on. Going back to the start right quick. Going back to the start. You need some help. You need some help. Double team again. Hart gets it. We could throw this to Robinson at the rim. Even with this, can't finish. That's tough. And now I want y'all to really watch this. This is crazy, right? This is a crazy sequence right here. So notice, right? Watch. Notice the set right here, right? You got DiVincenzo cutting through. You got Brunson on this left side, right? And this is really going to make me question When is that defense are you going to learn your lesson? So Brunson's got it on this left wing. You got McBride on that screen. Push cross, he rejects, gets to his left side, gets a great look at the rim. Boom, he floats that. Left hand, once again, the left hand bandits, right? Notice what happens again. DiVincenzo fakes that screen, cuts through. Now Brunson, he gets the screen from McBride. Now you got Vassell. They switch. And as soon as Trey Jones leaves, watch what Brunson does. He goes left again. Who is going to send him right? Right? How long is going to take? Right? He misses that, but Mitchell Robinson ends up getting that back, getting that 2 right there. So you got burn on that play. And now watch again what happens. Third time. DiVincenzo fakes that screen. Now he cuts through. Brunson in and out. He goes left. Who's going to send him right? Right? Just even look at the positioning. Who's going to... It's just hard for me. Oh my gosh. I don't get it. Now, boom, foul call. It's just like, come on, man. Who is going to send him right? And it may not be, okay, we're going to send him right. He's going to go right every time. At least take the step to not let him get to exactly where he wants. Hey, VWDT, appreciate that sub. Appreciate that sub. We about to hit 17K soon. We about to hit 17K. But now, this is OT. This is at the end of OT, right? Look, New York Knicks down 2, right? Now, you know who the ball going to go to. It's going to go to Jalen Brunson. He got 61, right? And so now, jab, boom, step back, right? Solid look. Honestly, solid look. But at this point in the game, he's probably tired of shit. And so what ends up occurring is that I do miss that back rim. But Hero the Chua, I want to talk about this. He catches this offensive rebound. He got 5 seconds, no timeouts, right? But notice what happens. He catches, he jumps again, he throws it to DiVincenzo. He couldn't catch it because he jumped the pass right after he got the rebound. And so I don't even put that on DiVincenzo for not catching. He jumped and was like, oh shit, you about to go and shoot that? He just passed at the last second. How could he even get his hands ready? And so that's the end of the Jalen Brunson breakdown. A lot of gems in there. We locked in. If y'all want one-on-one coaching, if y'all want vertical jump workouts, you want to be able to recover better, you want nutrition tips, anything that can help you get better as a player in general, exclusive breakdowns, it's all going to be in the Patreon pin right there at the top of the chat. We're going to be live again on Wednesday, probably watching LSU versus Iowa women's tournament, March Madness. We locked in. And so make sure you stay locked in. You sacrifice your present self and invest into your future self and do everything you need to do to get to where you're here to be. So discipline or